Hi.
Hello.
The relationship between Pakistan and Taliban. Let's start.
When the Taliban took over Afghanistan,
Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan said that Afghans have broken the shackles of slavery,
implying the Afghanistan got its independence through the Taliban takeover.
In 2011, attack on the airbase of Pakistan.
In 2014, terrorist attack on the Karachi International Airport. And the terrorist attack on the school in Peshawar.
The Taliban ideology responsible for all of them.
In 2015 research survey, 72% of Pakistans have an unfavorable opinion of the Taliban.
Less than 10% of Pakistan actually support the Taliban.
In 1893, the British created a dirt line to define the border of Afghanistan and British India.
Today, this is the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan.
The problem was Durrant Line actually goes through the middle of the Pashtun area.
Afghanistan said that the Pashtun population living in Pakistan, they have their own separate country
called Pashtunistan, land of the Pashtuns.
So, they should be allowed to form a new country.
Pakistan, a newly formed country at the time, refused this.
There is an ongoing border issue between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Pakistan said that they do not accept the Durrant Line as the border.
And, when Pakistan got a membership to the United Nations in 1947,
then, the Afghanistan the only country to vote against the membership.
The area of Pakistan where the Pashtuns live are neglected area and underdeveloped area.
The areas with higher poverty and more crime.
Pakistan claimed the Afghanistan has funded and supported the separatist movement in those areas.
And the Pashtuns living in the Pashtun region of Pakistan.
Around the 1970s demanded to form a greater Afghanistan.
The Pashtun region of Pakistan be united with Afghanistan to form a greater Afghanistan.
Muhammad Zia-ul-Haq adopted a policy of Islamization to counter this.
He constructed thousands of madrasas in the Pashtun areas.
In 1990s, the Taliban comes into power to Afghanistan.
Taliban was influenced by the ideology of Pashtun nationalism.
The reason why Taliban even after came into power.
Pakistan tired to pressure the Taliban.
Still, the Taliban did not accept the Durrant Line as the border. There are two main reasons. The first reason is to counter the influence of India. In 1979, when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan,
the Soviet Union was a major ally of India.
Pakistan was afraid that India's influence would remain in Afghanistan. That's why Pakistan started to support the Taliban. In 2000s, when a civilian government formed in Afghanistan, the president of Afghanistan, Hamid Karzai, and Ashraf Ghani,
the Afghan government was pro-India. ISI supported the movement against them, the Taliban.
The Pakistan is trying to mitigate the Pashtun nationalism to wipe out the separatist movement. So, Pakistan shouldn't single quote be supporting the Taliban.
The Taliban is trying its best to gain legitimacy from the world.
Now, Taliban is talking about women's right of freedom of media.
Taliban says that women will be afforded all the rights, whether it is in work or other activities.
Because women are a key part of society. And we are guaranteeing all their rights. Within the limits of Islam, Taliban is promising to keep them safe and secure.
The Taliban can seem like a legitimate government to the other government of the world.
So, that the other government stops seeing the Taliban as a terrorist group, and instead see them as a new government of Afghanistan. Pakistan shows its support to the Taliban, it's only in the form of Islamic ideology and the national identity of Afghanistan.
The Pakistan ideology has influenced the Pashtuns of Pakistan as well. It has incited them.
A Taliban group has formed in Pakistan that has become a terrorist group for Pakistan. And terrorist attacks were conducted on the people of Pakistan.
Why? Taliban's win is actually bad news for the people of Pakistan.
Pakistan report says, "We won't let Pakistani's land be used in Afghanistan." Pakistan believes they're getting positive feedback about it from Afghanistan. Pakistan gave a safe haven to the Taliban fighters and leaders when the US invaded Afghanistan in search of the Taliban.
Pakistan was getting support from the US to fight against the Taliban. At the same time, they were supporting the Taliban as well to fight against the US.
Because of this fight has continued for a long while, and Pakistan was an important player for both parties.
The political leadership of Taliban is based in Quetta, the capital of Balochistan.
The leadership group is also known as Quetta Shura.
On the 14th of July, when the Taliban forces took over the border district of Spin-Boldak,
the fighters and supporters of Taliban took out a motorcycle rally to celebrate this in Quetta. The several fighters of the Afghan Taliban get treatment in Pakistan hospitals. There are several hospitals where get treated. Afghan Taliban, brandizing Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan flag at a funeral in Peshawar news went viral.
Pakistan is a base of the Taliban for recruitment and fundraising.
Quetta, the Taliban fighters were asking for donations around a market, saying that they are fighting on Allah's path.
The same happened in several mosques in northwestern Pakistan. And finally, ISI gives military support to the Taliban. The ISI has provided tactical, operational and strategic intelligence to the Taliban. Afghanistan under the leadership of the Taliban is indeed in favor of the military of Pakistan.
But it is no guarantee that the Pakistan citizens would benefit from it. The Taliban's takeover, the threat of terrorism in Pakistan may increase. Terrorist groups that have been targeting Pakistan's surveillance and security establishment for a long time will not see the victory of the Taliban as proof that political violence does work and that they can carry out similar attacks to achieve their goals.
This can inspire the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan.
TTP was a new faction of the Taliban formed in Pakistan. When several militant groups in the tribal area of Pakistan came together. TTP has mostly Pashtun terrorists. They went to avenge the military oppression in this area by the Pakistan military. In 2014, they conducted a horrific terrorist attack on an army school in Peshawar. After that terrorist attack, the Pakistan's military had neutralized the TTP to a great extent.
But according to the latest report, the TTP is gaining the upper hand now. The Analytical and Sanctions Monitoring Team submitted a report to the UN. The Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan's strength and increased because several splinter groups have now reunified.
The threat of terrorism on Afghanistan and Pakistan can increase. They have 5 different organizations are now supporting to the TTP.
An increase in terrorist attack in Pakistan.
The words of Pakistan Army Chief, the good terrorist and the bad terrorist.
Good terrorists help them to fight against India. Bad terrorists are the ones attack Pakistan.
When there was a terrorist attack on the Peshawar school, then, the Pakistan military realized. In April 2021, the Muslim world was protecting against the French government.
TLP is a right-wing extremist political party in Pakistan. The main appeal is that they want to protect the blasphemy laws of Pakistan. The
laws that state that if you insult Islam, the supporters of TLP had protested. When the Supreme Court of Pakistan overturned the death sentence of Asia Bibi. General election, TLP got 4% votes, approximately 2.2 million votes. And it was the third party against in Punjab.
The Taliban, the US can pressurize Pakistan even more to stop their support. The threat is that because the Taliban, the economic problem of Pakistan may increase.
Pakistan wants to diversify its economic trade by forging a strong bond with the Central Asian countries. Because of the unstable Afghanistan, it wouldn't be easy to build such connections.
Along with this, because of instability. If there is violence on Pakistan border,
how will Pakistan convince China that the investments for China's Belt and Initiative
are safe in Pakistan?
Similarly, Taliban's victory may be good news for the Pakistan military and ISI, but for the common citizens this may not be good news.